Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. So today obviously is Tuesday, June 2nd, and tonight is a lot of primaries taking place across the states of California, Iowa, Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, and South Dakota. There are literally hundreds of races taking place tonight. I'm going to go through on Decision Desk HQ and just go through some of the top races in these states that are something to keep an eye out for if you live in these states or you're just interested to see certain races in these states or how they go. These are some of the top ones that I'm keeping an eye out for in tonight's primary. So first things first, I'm going to start with the state of California. California has a lot going on. There are a ton of congressional primaries here in the state. There's a governor primary, lieutenant governor, and a very competitive mayoral race happening as well. So I'm just going to go through these here. The 27th district, this open. Also, it's important to note that California, their primary system is usually top two. So it's not just Democrat versus Republican primaries. It's like all the above, and the top two vote getters advance. So it's the House District 27 with George Whitesides, Caleb Norwood, and Jason Gibbs. It's the 4th District as well with Mike Thompson, Chuck Uribe, Eric Jones. There's the 5th District with Tom McClintock, Dan Stroud, and Michael Barkley. The 6th District has Kevin Kiley, Lauren Tomlinson, and Martha Guerrero. This is the district where Kevin Kiley has been, since the map has been redrawn, he's now a Republican, but he is running as an independent, hoping to give himself a better chance of winning in the general election. In the 7th District, Doris Matsui's district running against Ania Nazhat and Mai Vang. In the 8th District, this is John Garamendi, Aaron Roden, and Nicholas Carjuza. In the 9th District, John McBride, Josh Harder, and Khalid Jaffrey. This is in the San Joaquin County and Contra Costa County near Stockton, California. In the 10th, we have Mark DeSalaner, Angela Griffiths, and Bob Rowland running in this district, also in Contra Costa County. In the 11th District in California, this is the race to succeed Nancy Pelosi. In the 11th District, this is the San Francisco area, and Connie Chan, David Ganizer, and Gregory Haynes. Connie Chan has the endorsement of Nancy Pelosi, so it's going to be interesting to see how this all ultimately shakes out in this primary. In the 13th District, this is Adam Gray, who won his district in 2024 by a very narrow amount. It's been redrawn to be more Democratic-friendly, but should still be a competitive race. And this is his district to see who will face off against him in the general. In the 14th District, Aisha Wahab, Karen Elam, and Dana Maldonado are running in the Alameda County District. The 15th, Kevin Mullen, Anthony Van Dang, and Charles Holter. This is the South San Francisco to San Mateo District and San Mateo County in the 15th. The 16th District, this is Sam Liccardo, Kevin Johnson, and Peter Sowley running in this district, which includes parts of San Mateo and Santa Clara counties in California. The 17th District, this is Ro Khanna. He obviously is a potential 2028 presidential candidate to watch out for, but his race is up in the 17th District. He is running again in Alameda County and Santa Clara County as well. The 18th District, Zoe Lofgren, Louis Arreguin, and Shane Lewis are running in this district, which includes Santa Clara, San Benito, Monterey, Fresno, and Kings County, all included in that one. In the 19th District, Jimmy Pineda. This goes along the west coast, the Pacific coast in California, the 19th District. The 20th District, Vince Fong, the Republican, is running against Sandra Van Scotter and Ben Duell. The 21st District, Aaron Garcia, Jim Costa, Kyle Kirkland. The 22nd District, David Valadao. This is going to be a very competitive race, as Valadao is always one of those Republicans that is targeted by the Democrats in terms of like toss-up races and trying to defeat. So it'll be interesting to see how this ultimately ends up. One of Jasmine Baines or Randy Villegas, the Democrats are going to run against him in the general election for his Fresno-based congressional district. In the 23rd District, Jay Obernolt, Karsten Nicholson, and Pat Wallace. And this district, sort of on the southeastern part of California, sort of parallel with Los Angeles. The 24th District, Salud Carbajal, in this part of the state of California. The 25th District, there's a lot of them. CeCe Truman, Joe Malas, and Raul Ruiz in this Palm Springs nearing area in El Centro District in California. The 26th District, Chris Espinosa, Daniel Miller, and Jackie Irwin is right outside of Pasadena and Los Angeles over here. It's in Ventura and part of Los Angeles County as well. The 28th District, Judy Chu, April Verlato, and Peter Roybal are fighting it out in this Pasadena, Los Angeles, San Bernardino district. The 29th District, Luz Rivas, which is all of Los Angeles in this district, against Angela Duenas and Rudy Melendez. The 30th District, Laura Friedman, Cameron Tennyson, and Dennis Fayosa in the Los Angeles-based district as well. In the 31st race, which also is part of Los Angeles and part of San Bernardino, is Gil Cicernos, Eric Ching, and Erskine Levi. In the 32nd District, Los Angeles as well. Here, this is sort of starting to border up with Santa Monica as well. Brad Sherman, Anna Wilding, and Chris Ahuja. The 33rd District, San Bernardino and Riverside make up this district. It's Pete Aguilar, Antonis Christodulo, and Ernest Richter. 34th District, Jimmy Gomez, Angela Gonzalez Torres, Arthur Dixon in this LA-based district. The 36th District, Ted Lieu, Frederick Reardon, and Houston Brignano are running in this district. In this Los Angeles district near out on the outskirts of Los Angeles and Long Beach, looks on the Pacific coast there. The 37th District, Sidney Kamlager Dove, Baltzar Fedelizo, and Elizabeth Fenner in this LA district. 38th District, Eric Lutz, Hilda Salas, and Monica Sanchez in this Los Angeles and Orange County district here. The 40th District with Ken Calvert, Young Kim, and Claude Casiat. This is a Republican district that got redrawn, where Ken Calvert and Young Kim, two Republican incumbents under the old map, are now running against each other for this Orange County and Riverside district. So it'll be interesting to see how this ultimately all plays out. In the 41st District, Linda Sanchez. This is Los Angeles and Orange County as well. Hector De La Torre and Mitch Clements are running in this one. In House 42, Robert Garcia, Brian Burley, and Long Pham are running. This is the Los Angeles and looks like part of Orange County district as well in the 42nd. The 43rd, this is Maxine Waters, Christian Morales, and David Sedig running in this Los Angeles district, which includes parts of Compton, Hawthorne, Inglewood, and Torrance County. In the 45th District, this is the Derek Tran race. Remember after 2024 how competitive this race was. This is going to be Los Angeles and Orange County. Derek Tran running against Amy West and Chi Nguyen. So this is going to be a close race as well. The 46th District in Orange County, taking Anaheim and Santa Ana. Lou Correa, Armando Perez Serrato, and Christian Mendez are running in this race. In the 47th District, Dave Min, the incumbent, Bill Bro, and Christopher Gonzalez are facing off in this Orange County race, which includes Irvine and Lake Forest and Mission Viejo. So that's in this one here. In the 48th District, this is going to be part of Palm Springs and Riverside County and San Diego and Oceanside as well. Here in San Diego County, to be specific, this is Abel Chavez, Anmar Campanahar, and Brandon Riker are running in this race. The 49th District, Mike Levin, Arman Kurdian, and Star Parker are running in this San Diego County, Orange County as well district, where Oceanside is. This is the 49th. The 50th District, Scott Peters is running against Ariwara Mitra and Steve Cohen in this district, which borders and comes in with San Diego and goes throughout most of San Diego County. The 51st race is Democrat incumbent Sarah Jacobs. This district also is San Diego County with David Engel and Ricardo Cabrera. And the 52nd District, Juan Vargas, Deborah Rhodes, and Jeff Bell in this district, which is San Diego and the south border with Mexico here. So those are all the competitive primaries in the California congressional map. There are absolutely a lot of congressional races in California, the most out of any state in the U.S. So if you live in California and obviously the primaries tonight, if you're interested in any of those races, feel free to keep it. You can pause the video as well if you need to look at any of these more in depth. Absolutely do that. But those are all the House races. As for the rest of California, there's a lot going on as well. In addition to the House races, there's the governor's race, obviously, which I just did an election name video on. That is going to be a very interesting race. There's over 61 candidates in the race. Steve Hilton, Chad Bianco, Tom Steyer, Katie Porter, Xavier Becerra, Matt Mahan, Antonio Villaraigosa. Some notable candidates, just to name a few. There's a lot going on in this race that certainly is going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. For lieutenant governor, hasn't been talked about as much as the governor's race in California, but that is also taking place, and there are a lot of candidates running as well. So that's going to be an important one to see how it all ultimately shakes out, as there's the possibility of whichever lieutenant governor candidate wins. Maybe that could be a candidate in 4 years, or if the governor runs for re-election, maybe in 8 years. So the lieutenant governor race could play an important role as well to see who wins this one. As for Attorney General of the state of California, the Democrat incumbent Rob Bonta is running again. He is facing Republican Michael Gates and Green Party candidate looks like Marjorie Mickles. So it'll probably end up being Gates versus Bonta unless the Green Party candidate gets a lot of the vote. But probably Bonta versus Gates, but that could be an important one to keep an eye out for as well. Secretary of State Shirley Weber, Donald Wagner, and Gary Biener are running. Weber is the Democrat incumbent in California. There's also another Green Party candidate in Michael Feinstein as well. In terms of the mayoral races, there are a lot of mayoral races taking place in California, but obviously the most infamous one is the Los Angeles mayor race. This is the incumbent Karen Bass. She's being challenged by reality TV personality Spencer Pratt and Nithya Raman. And it looks like it's going to advance to a runoff election between the top two vote getters, but the polling has showed a very tight race between Bass and Pratt and Rahman in these polls. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this LA race. I have done an election day video on this as well a few days ago. If you want to go check that out after this video as well, I would really appreciate you doing that. That's Los Angeles. There's also Chula Vista mayor. There's Long Beach mayor. There's LA mayor, obviously, we just talked about. San Bernardino mayor is taking place. There's mayor of Avalon, which is, I do believe, a general election between this one here, between Annie Marshall, Cindy Cassidy, and Danielle Fetz as well. Mayor of Compton, Andrew Spicer, Anthony Moultrie, and Emma Sheriff are running. Mayor of Gardena, Tasha Serta and Wanda Love. Mayor of Richmond, California, Ahmad Anderson, Claudia Jimenez, and Demnalis Johnson. Mayor of Santa Cruz is Ami Mills, Chris Crone, and Gillian Greensight. And then Mayor of Torrance as well is George Chen and Sharon Kalani. Now we also have a few more House races on California as well. This is the first district, the House Special, between Audrey Denny, James Gallagher, and Jot Thiaro. Two more candidates in the race. Mike McGuire and Richard Montgomery are running in this one. As for the other, for U.S. House as one, I think I might have it listed twice here, or this might be a different one as well. Audrey Denny, James, it looks like the same. I'm not too sure of the circumstances here of the first and the first special one here, but that's how they have it laid out. So if you want to leave in the comments down below what's going on there, you certainly can. But it looks like it's two different districts here. The second district as well in Jared Hoffman, a Democrat, Angelita Valles, a Republican, and Paul Salisbury, a Republican as well. And then the third district, Ami Bera, Chris Bennett, and Christine Bish in the primary for the third district as well. So that was all just California, and it's House races, governor's races, and mayor races as well. A lot going on in the state of California. So if you live in the state of California, obviously you probably know about more of this than I have, but obviously there's a lot going on in your state tonight. Next, we have the state of Iowa, where Iowa, compared to California, has a lot less congressional votes here. They only have 4 congressional districts, but they're all up tonight. But first, there's the U.S. Senate primaries, where Ashley Hinson, the Republican representative of the 2nd District, has the endorsement of President Trump, is expected to win and advance to the general election to try and keep Joni Ernst's Senate seat Republican. On the Democratic side, Josh Turek and Zach Waltz are facing off to be the Democrat candidate to take on Hinson. Whichever candidate ends up winning, the current polling shows Josh Turek leading, but we'll have to see ultimately for the results to come in. And they'll be trying to flip the Senate race in Iowa for the first time since 2008. I did do a video on that yesterday as well. If you want to learn about that more in depth, you can as well. So those are the Senate primaries in Iowa. In terms of the House primaries, the 2nd District, which is currently held by Ashley Hinson, is now an open race. There are 3 Democrats running in Clint Twett Ball, Kathy Dolter, and Lindsey James. And then on the Republican side for the 2nd District as well, there's Charlie McClintock and Joe Mitchell as well. This district, the market odds from Kalshi and Polymarket showed this race becoming competitive. The prediction odds are from Cook Political Report and Sabato's crystal ball show it being more of a likely Republican district, but there is some optimism among Democrats the 2nd district could potentially be in play. But the main competitive districts for sure that are going to be competitive in Iowa are the 1st district and the 3rd district. The 1st district, this is Democrat nominee from 2024, Christina Bohannon. She's running again against Travis Terrell to take on Republican Marinette Miller Meeks. I expect Christina Bohannon will win this primary and be the Democrat candidate once again in the general. And then the 1st district, Marinette Miller Meeks, is getting primary challenge from David, I believe it's Posh, is I think how you pronounce that, and Marinette Meeks being the incumbent will probably win, but that should be a very close race in the general election. As for the 4th race on the U.S. House 4, the Democrats are running are Ashley Wolf Tornabane, Dave Dawson, and Stephanie Steiner. This is currently Randy Feenstraw's district. It is open as Feenstraw is running for the governor's race in Iowa, but the Republicans are expected to hold that race by a considerable amount. So the competitive districts to watch for in Iowa are the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd districts, with the 1st and 3rd Marinette Miller Meeks and Zach Nunn's Republican districts being the two to keep an eye out for the most. So that is Iowa. Next, we have Montana. We have the Democratic Senate primary. This is Alani Bankhead, Christopher Kehoe, and Michael Hummert, as well as Michael Wolf and Riley Neal. The only candidate in the polls that have come out in this race thus far that was leading was Riley Neal, and they'll be running to face off against the Republican Kurt Alme, who is looking to succeed the incumbent Steve Daines after Daines dropped out right before the filing deadline and had Alme appointed essentially as his chosen successor. There's also independent candidate in the race, Seth Bodnar, who has shown in head-to-head polling that Bodnar gives the Democrats per se the best chance at winning this race. So this could be a potential situation if the Democrat, whoever wins, drops out and endorses Bodnar and it's a 1v1 race of Bodnar versus Alme. Montana could become competitive, sort of akin to what we saw in the Senate race in 2024, where it was like a 7 to 8 point margin of victory for the Republican. We could potentially see something similar to that if that were to take place. If the Democrat stays in the race, whoever ends up winning, we'll probably see a pretty reliable Republican win in the general election. But that is Montana and the U.S. Senate primary. There are 2 House districts in Montana, and one of them is usually very safe, but one of them is actually very competitive. I want to make sure I'm getting the right one here. The 2nd district is safe Republican, but the 1st district with Ryan Zink is very competitive. And I do believe Zink is retiring, so this is an open race for 2026. So the 1st district, there are 4 Democrats running in Matt Raines, Russell Cleveland, Ryan Busey, and Sam Forstag. Forstag, I believe, is the former firefighter paratrooper. He is the candidate I believe is the favorite heading into this race in terms of name ID, and he's the one I've heard the most about. So I do believe Sam Forstag is the leading candidate as of now, but we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. But Sam Forstag is who I'm keeping an eye out for in that race. In the 2nd, 3 Democrats are running in Brian Miller, Jonathan Boy, and Sam Lux. On the House side, House 1, the Republicans that are running are Aaron Flint, Al Olszewski, Christy Jacobson, and Ray Curtis. Anyone's guess at this current point in time who's going to win this race, so this is going to be a competitive one to see how it plays out. And then the Senate race, as I mentioned, Charles Child and Lee Calhoun are running against Kurt Alme, who has the endorsement of Steve Daines and President Trump. Alme should be the Republican candidate, but really no problem here. So that's the state of Montana. New Jersey does have a lot of races up as well, including Cory Booker's Senate seat. In terms of running against Booker, there are 4 Republicans running in Alex Zan, Justin Murphy, Richard Tabor, and Robert Lebovitz, but Cory Booker is very popular in the state of New Jersey and expected to be a safe Democratic win in the general. There are a good amount of U.S. House races in New Jersey up in 2026 that could be competitive. In particular, the races that were the most competitive from the 2024 election was the 7th district with Tom Keene and the 9th district with the Democrat Pooh. These districts, like the 11th and the 5th, are all pretty reliably Democratic. The 3rd was 8.6%. The rest were all either safe for the Democrats or Republicans. Jeff Van Drew's 2nd district could be one to potentially keep an eye out for as well. So in the 2nd district, there are 4 Democrats running in Bailey Winder, Terry Reese, Tim Alexander, and Zach Moloch. So that's going to be running in that race. In the 4th district, John Blake and Rachel Peace are running in this district right along here in Toms River, Berkeley Township, Lakewood Township there. In the 6th district, Frank Pallone's running against John Husu and Katie Banzel in this race up here in Monmouth County. In the 7th district, this is the one to face off against Tom Keene. It is Brian Varela, Michael Roth, Rebecca Bennett, and Tina Shaw. Ultimately, who ends up winning here is going to face off against Republican Tom Keene and what's expected to be one of the closer House races of the 2026 midterm. So the 7th district is very important to keep an eye out for there. 8th district primary, and Rob Menendez, who, yes, is the son of the former U.S. Senator. Bob Menendez is facing a primary challenge from Musab Ali. In the 10th district, LaMonica MacGyver is facing off against Laura Poster. MacGyver is the incumbent. In the 11th district, Analiha Meha, who just won the special election a few months ago in this race, is facing a Democratic primary challenge from Donald Crescitello, Joseph Lewis, and Justin Strickland in this district in Morris County and Essex County, which she just won. This was the Mikey Sherrill district that she vacated to become governor of the state of New Jersey. The 12th district is in the Franklin Township near Trenton. This is a lot of Democrats running, over 13 candidates in this race, so we're going to have to wait and see how this all plays out in a very competitive primary there. As for the Republican competitive House races, there's U.S. House District 3 in the primary near the Trenton and district in the Burlington area and Monmouth. Jason Cullen, Justin Barbera, and Michael McGuire running there. And then in the 9th district, which is Patterson in near Newark, it's Rosie Pino and Tiffany Burris in those primaries. As for mayor, there are a lot of mayoral elections up in New Jersey, in Palisades Park, mayor of Rockley, mayor of New Brunswick, High Bridge, Jefferson Township, Mendham Borough, mayor of Shipbottom Borough, Tuckerton Borough, Prospect Park, mayor of Wanacue, mayor of Raritan, unexpired term special, and mayor of Wachtenberg as well. Oh, there's a few more. There's also mayor of Hamburg and mayor of Roswell Park. So that is New Jersey. New Mexico next is going to be very interesting. New Mexico, there is the governor's race. There is also the lieutenant governor, and there's also the U.S. House races and U.S. Senate, I do believe, as well. So New Mexico is interesting. It's typically more competitive, but since the Republicans don't have a candidate on the ballot, the Senate race is considered to be safe Democratic. Ben Ray Lujan, the Democratic incumbent, is expected to win against challenger Matt Dodson, and he'll be reelected if he does without a Republican running against him. He was probably going to win that election anyway, but without a Republican candidate, he's going to win it by a massive amount. For lieutenant governor, on the Republican side, there are 3 candidates in Aubrey Dunn, David Gallegos, and Manuel Lardzabal. For Secretary of State for the Democrats, there's Amanda Askin and Catherine Clark, which is an open race, so it'll be interesting to see who wins that. For governor, this is the one that I think is the main one to keep an eye out for, and Deb Haaland versus Sam Bregman to be the next governor of the state of New Mexico. Michelle Lujan Grisham is term limited and cannot seek a third term. So Holland or Bregman, likely going to be one of these two. Holland was leading in the poll, so it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. The House 2nd District, this is the competitive district in the state of New Mexico that you're going to want to keep an eye out for. It voted for the Democrat by 4 points in 2024, only voted for the Democrat by 0.7 in 2022, even in the rematch of the race. So it's going to be interesting to keep an eye out for the 2nd District primary between Gregory Cunningham and Jose Orozco as well. Lieutenant governor for the Democrats is Harold Pope versus Maggie Tollhouse Oliver. Republican governor primary, Doug Turner, Duke Rodriguez, and Gregory Hull. Gregory Hull is the mayor of the city of Rio Rancho. He is the Republican favorite to win this race as of the research I did on this one. So Hull should probably be the Republican versus either Deb Haaland or Sam Bregman. So it's going to be interesting. Also, Sam Bregman, fun fact, is the father of baseball player Alex Bregman. And then we have South Dakota with what's left here. South Dakota has a lot of mayoral races that are up in Fort Pierre, Hill City, Piedmont, Sioux Falls, Sturgis, Whitewood, Vermilion, Pierre-Mare, and Chamberlain and Clark. But the main races I'm keeping an eye out for in South Dakota are the U.S. Senate, U.S. House, and governor's races, particularly the governor's race. Now, South Dakota is a very Republican state, so the Republican primaries essentially are going to say who wins these races. First, the Senate primary, which is Mike Rounds, the Republican incumbent, versus Justin McNeil. Mike Rounds, certainly someone that there was talk early on in 2025 of maybe having a MAGA Republican primary challenge against, but that's not going to happen. I do believe President Trump has endorsed him. He'll win the Republican primary, no problem there. For the House District at large, James Bilotta and Marty Jackley are facing off in this primary to see who will win this race. This is an open race, so we'll have to wait and see who wins there. And then the governor's race. The governor's race in South Dakota is the most competitive and one that's going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. The current incumbent governor, Larry Roden, is running again, but in most polls that I've seen, he's polling in either second or third place, depending on which you see. Dusty Johnson, a Republican, but someone that is many would consider more of a moderate Republican, certainly not a MAGA Republican, is running in this race, and he's been getting a considerable amount of the vote as well, typically polling in between first and third place as well. John Hanson, the Republican, is also in this race, and Toby Doden is also in this race as well. As of the last time I'm checking, I do believe President Trump may have made an endorsement in this race, so I do want to pull it up here and see ultimately if he has or not. Let's see. So Toby Doden, John Hanson, Dusty Johnson, and Larry Roden. Endorsements: Doden has not been endorsed, Hanson's not been endorsed, Dusty Johnson's not been endorsed, or Larry Roden. So actually I'm incorrect. There's not been an endorsement made by President Trump yet in this race as of the time I'm recording this video. So maybe by the time you see this video, maybe President Trump will end up endorsing someone, but as of the time I'm recording this, there's not been an endorsement made yet. So this governor's primary in South Dakota as well is going to be very interesting, and then the general election will go to whichever Republican candidates win. But I do believe it'll be if no candidate breaks in South Dakota, I want to say it's 35% or 40%, it goes to a runoff election of the top two vote getters. So this is going to be a very interesting primary to see, and I can't wait for how it all shakes out. And then from there are a ton of other races down ballot, but this video's been going on way too long anyway. So those are all the main races I am watching on Tuesday, on tonight's election night primary. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did. I post a new video every day at 3 p.m. And again, make sure to check out those election night videos I put out as well. For now, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you in a future video.